La Súper Comadre from RadioCrystalUSA.com, and I just want to tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So, La Súper Comadre, my platform is all about bringing people on, special guests, who either do something for the community, who have done something for the community, who match up the pillars of what my show is about, which is about taking care of your heart and soul, which is about political engagement, which is about education. So every person that comes on can be a super comadre or a super compadre, someone that's out there doing something for the community. So I invite you all to listen and to watch every Tuesday when we record the show. But it also repeats on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 10 o'clock at night on RadioCrystalUSA.com. And don't forget to give us a like. Adios. Well, hello. ¿Cómo están todos? I am La Súper Comadre Claudia of RadioCrystalUSA.com, and I'm super excited to be back today because we heard earlier, people always ask me, well, what is the purpose? What is your mission? And my platform has always been about, uplifting others, stories, resources, amazing life journeys that could potentially connect someone to something that they may need in their life. So that's how I like to start off. And I have a quote for today. And one quote, and I have my beautiful guest next to me that you're going to get a chance to know too. Woo! Welcome this amazing woman, Staci Child.
Yes.
Thank you. So we're going to get a chance to get to know her more and why you should know her and why you should vote for her, because there's something going on right now with elections here in Houston, Texas, and it has to do with this sign right behind me. So a quote that's been floating around in my head is a quote by Rumi, and I don't even know if I said it right. Rumi, Rum. It reminds me of Rum. Rum. The quote is, "Set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flame." So later I'm going to ask Staci and the rest of my guests, and also my super comadre Liliana, who fans your flame? Who fans your passion? We often think about passion just in the sense of your love interest and whatever, right?
That's right.
But there's also the other passions of life. So I want you to think about that and tell me, who fans? Who's part of that entourage that fans your flame? All right, so I want to bring on my super comadre Liliana. Where are you?
I'm right here behind the scenes, taking care of everything.
Yes.
Taking care of your show, making sure everything runs perfectly.
Yes. And you do an amazing job. So what's new? ¿Qué hay de nuevo con la super comadre Liliana? What's going on?
Well, I'm so excited because our kindergarten students are graduating this month. Well, next week.
It's all up your alley.
And I'm so happy our fifth graders are graduating too. And we're going to have a big celebration at school. And also, I'm excited because we are starting to record our new production with the Mendelis Music.
Ooh.
So our second production. And also we're trying to have our show on Telemundo Houston, and there are some things coming soon.
Yes.
So be very aware of everything that's going on with Radio Crystal USA and La Super Comadre Claudia Macias, because you might see her on Telemundo Houston.
Yes.
Oh,
So yeah, we had to work a little bit, and then we had to step back, and now we're going forward, and I'm super excited on what's next. So.
Yes, I'm so excited, and we're working with CBBA. We're trying to connect with CBBA and Telemundo.
I love it.
Working on that.
You and I have been doing this for a while. We've always been putting it out there, into the universe, God, people, and the thing is that we do it because we love to do what we do, and because we've even talked about it, and everyone that's been on has always said, hey, you got some really great people, positive stories, and we need more positive stories and great people.
Yes.
And speaking of great people, I cannot wait for you, Liliana. And also, I have in the green room, next to me, on another green couch, Marianne Garcia and Eve's on her way, because we're going to be closing it with an over 18 segment called I Thought It So Hard.
Wow.
Real talk.
Great.
So hopefully by then, all kids will be asleep and it'll just be the grown folks. And we're going to have just a little bit of grown folk conversation. But yeah, but I want you to get a chance to meet Stacy, because Juliana, you and I have been in education too for the
For
longest.
so long. I've been in the education field for since 1993.
Yes, and me since '97, because we were babies.
Yeah, we're not gonna say our age.
In '97, we were literally in diapers, right?
If you're into math, you already know our age. So
So I shared the quote by Rumi: "Set your life on fire. Seek
yes,
those who fan your flame."
yes.
Liliana, who are those people that fan your flame, your passion?
My children, my students, my listeners, my the people that surround me, that need a message from maybe not directly from me, but maybe from the music I sing,
Mm.
the everything I go through, and I transmit through my conferences or my my shows, and of course working with people that like doing this for our community, or for actually for the entire world.
Yes, yes, because we are worldwide.
Yes,
It's not just Houston. It's not just Texas. It's not just the U.S. And we get people that connect with us from around the world.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be here today. And I'm gonna now direct the question. I'm gonna kick it off with the same question with Stacy. So Stacy, a little bit about
All right, I'll see you around. Come on, I'll be back.
yeah, she's gonna come on because when we talk, and then she's gonna come back at some point and say, "You gotta cut it now."
And also to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank the sponsor. So I'm gonna kick it off with Stacy. Stacy Childs.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I am feeling good. I'm feeling good today. I've had a lot of work today,
Yes.
but this is actually lighting my fire.
Nice.
I love the opportunity to be speaking with you today and speak to your audience. So I'm feeling really good right now. Really
Perfect. And you look absolutely amazing. I don't know. I mean, early voting has started already?
Well, okay.
Or tomorrow?
So
when does that start?
for my election, early voting starts on May.
We're getting a grand entry right now by the train of the East. Where are we? The East End?
Yeah,
East End.
Well, it's Segundo. Yeah, we tend to just go back to the old school name.
Yeah, we say okay. So for people that grew up in the East End,
We have Mary Garcia.
we say it's the East End,
The
but
East End.
people that have moved in since it's been gentrified call it Edo, and when you tell an East Ender
They're like, oh no,
that they flip,
they lose their pants.
they lose it when
They
you
lose
say
it.
Edo. So we're just
Yeah.
gonna stay politically correct and say
With
the
East
East
End.
End.
The East End.
Segundo Barrio, East End.
Segundo barrio, which is second word. All right, so that's the original. We got school today. Speaking of being school, so you are running for position, and I want you to share a little bit about you, how your day was, and how fabulous you look at 7:08 p.m. How do you do it?
Woo!
Who are you, and what are you doing for us?
Woo. Good question. Well, what I do day to day is practice law.
Yes.
I used to be a teacher just 2 years ago, but I had my law degree. I had my law license, but I was actually still teaching because I love students.
Yes.
And I still felt like there was work that needed to be done in the classroom. But after my dad died in 2019, I felt this calling to take my advocacy to the next level. So, and my students, I actually taught 4th grade, and I looped with them to 5th grade, and they knew.
Talk about looping. 'Cause a lot of people are like, "What's that?"
Right. So
I love looping
in the
too.
education system, looping is if you're a teacher of a group of students in 1 grade level, to continue the continuity and the familiarity with the teacher, you'll move with them as they progress to the next grade level. You're their teacher a 2nd year in a row. So I had the opportunity to do that with my students, and they knew when I was their 4th grade teacher. Our teacher's going to be a lawyer. You know, she's going to, they watched me get my bar results.
Wow.
They saw me pass. I mean, I did it in front of the students. They saw me get sworn in with the judge at the school. So they went through that entire journey with me.
Yeah.
So they knew that I was eventually going to transition to law. And I mean, it was a bittersweet moment, but I felt the calling to take my advocacy to the next level. And now that I'm practicing, I'm getting these clients into my office, and I'm seeing all the gaps that they have in their education.
Wow.
And I always tell this story, and I don't mean to be long-winded.
No, go for it.
But I was in the Galveston County Courthouse just handling something small, and I saw a young man, I guess he had violated his probation, something small. He didn't pay the fee. And the judge said, hey, I'm going to revoke your probation unless you do this. And the guy said, fine, revoke it, because he didn't understand that the word revoke means you won't have probation anymore. You're going to have to go back to jail. So he was just saying, okay, yeah, revoke it, because he had that limited knowledge of that vocabulary word. And I was mortified. And I'm like, there has to be something I can do. That's what lit my fire for this seat. I'm like sitting in the back of the courthouse, like, I got to do something. I got to do something. Do I say something? So I went up and I asked the judge, could I approach on the case? And the judge said yes. And I went back to explain to him what he had done, and he didn't understand. He was already in handcuffs, already in tears, and he didn't understand anything. So luckily we got the judge to undo that. But imagine if he just imagine if he just knew what that word meant. Imagine if he had a better sense of vocabulary of what was happening to him. So it was at that moment that I thought to myself, we have to do something. And that
I can't tell you that. we have someone in the green room who got stuck out there, so we're gonna bring them in. So hold that right now, because this is it's all about education. It's all about education and making sure that that vocabulary is so.
Yeah. So when that happened, I said, you know what? I'm going to run for this Board of Education seat, because this State Board of Education seat decides what the curriculum will be for students. And I think we need to improve that for our students in Texas.
So I want you to tell the listener, because this is what this is about. The platform is about bringing topics, experiences, and the why. Tell a little bit about the State Board of Board of Education. Where they're housed, where do they do their work, and why is that position that you're seeking super important to the everyday mom, aunt, teacher, dad, uncle, godfather? I don't care if you have a kid or you don't have a kid. But if there's a kid in your life that happens to go to public school.
Okay.
Why your position? Why is it important to even think about it?
Okay. So there's a governing body. Basically an entity that rules or responds to everything in education in Texas, and that's called the TEA.
Texas
Education Agency. And they handle all matters of education. But the State Board of Education works with the TEA on deciding what standards or what objectives or what curriculum will be taught across the state. So the TEA is like the parent, and the state board member, I guess, would be maybe the aunt or uncle kind of supporting that parent and deciding what's best for the children. And it's a very important role, because, I see what's happening with the students and with the adults that have been products of our education system every day.
And you saw it as an example.
That's correct.
Down at the county at Galveston.
That's right.
And you were able to intervene. But like you say, imagine if you were able to intervene. You're able to intervene on a larger scale.
That's right.
Which is what you're seeking now.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about the makeup, if you could, like the makeup of the Texas Board of Ed, because I always hear about this, right?
Sure.
Starting from the commissioner, who would be, for example, the commissioner would be looked as the president of the board, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Who has the final say? So Mike Morales.
That's right.
And then you have the state board. I don't know all their names anymore.
Well, I don't know. I forget all of their names.
I know 15. Georgette.
Right. There's Georgina. And Aisha Davis, and there are others. So there are 15 board members, and there's one chairman of the board. Yeah. And we convene in Austin 4 times a year.
Okay.
And in these convenings, we're approving or disapproving charter school applications. We're deciding what graduation requirements will be for high school students. And we're helping the education commissioner decide what investments will be implemented with the permanent school plans. And I would like to tell your listeners that this is an unpaid role.
Yes, just so you know, you don't get paid for this.
No.
Because a lot of people will ask, like I was at a fundraiser last night for the Ireland Democrats, and there were some young Democrats there who were still in college, and they were excited about running. And then there were some younger folks who were like high school asking them, who then turned to the others that were candidates, and they're like, well, how much do you get paid for this role? And they're like, nothing. You do this because this is something you're called to do.
That's right.
You're called to do. So, and the reason why I'm breaking it down, because again, education is my background and yours is too. And I love to break it down because sometimes we know the lingo, like the loop and the TA. Right. And I want like the mom, the aunt, the one fixing food at home, the dad, the uncle who's helping out their kids, why it's important for them, especially now that we have our we have runoffs going on.
That's right.
We have voting, early voting around the corner. If it hasn't started already, you know, why it's important for people. I know that you always turn around and you see a new sign, a new yard sign with a new face and this and that. But education is, to me, and I know for you, is the core of everything.
That's right. That's right.
If we don't have the right people making those decisions for our kids, then, and that's what I wanted to ask you. A couple of questions I want to ask you, two of them.
Sure.
Is it important for the person that steps into this role or gets voted into something like this to have had education? Connection, support, background. What are your thoughts? Because I know that the makeup of the board right now doesn't include a lot of
That's correct.
people with education background.
That's
but
correct.
they're making a lot of education
That's correct.
decisions.
And
so what are your thoughts on that?
That's good that you called that out. To me, if you're deciding what students will learn, what textbooks students will learn from, if you've never sat in a classroom, or if you've never had to manage a group of 30 humans
at one time.
At once. That's magic, right? Making 30 people do the same thing at the same time.
Or keeping them from killing each other in one room.
All day. If you've never had to do that, how could you tell me what's good for kids?
Say that again. If you've never been in a classroom, boots on the ground, literally on the ground of your lower elementary kindergarten.
That's right.
How can you step into that role and make those decisions?
And you have a lot of board members that are very smart, intelligent, but to me, it's a little extra sauce if you have that experience to glean from when you're making these decisions.
Exactly.
I can never forget my friends that are still teaching. I can't forget my experience as a former teacher when I'll be making the decisions in the state. I'll have that in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Another question. So, right now I've been reading a lot of news. There's mass exodus. Pandemic has, shown a lot of needs, from like supporting staff to needs of the students, the gaps. And there's some teachers that are, a little like, I think I'm done. Right. And they were done like in the middle of the year. And so I'm like, some people are wanting to leave early. So who is it? What are your thoughts on those teachers that are getting penalized because maybe their degree might get, or not their degree, but their certification might get revoked or might be taken away? What are your thoughts on that? And should that change? Should that not change?
I think what we're all failing to realize is that COVID-19 is unprecedented. So we have to give it its credence. It has literally changed the face of education. And how could we are expecting so much from teachers. We're expecting them to switch from being in person to virtual, understand all the nuances of virtual learning, then do hybrid learning where you're teaching from the computer, but you're also teaching in person. Switch back to in person. Don't miss a day. Even if you lost loved ones that died from COVID, even if you yourself had COVID and you still have lingering effects, don't ask any questions. Don't look left or right. Just do what we're asking you to do. And we're not paying you.
Exactly.
And we're not paying you. And if you have to take off because you're sick, you have to take from your own leave. Because I'm sick from a worldwide virus.
Exactly.
We're expecting miracles, which teachers do work miracles, but we're expecting too much from our teachers and giving them too little in return.
It's not. So that, because there's so many people around me that are like, we're done. I'm in the library this year. I'm having the time of my life. I'm surviving. I am having the time of my life. Reading has always been my thing. And for 10 years before I came back to Houston ISD, I was a consultant for 10 years, did a lot of early childhood specialists, parenting workshops, teacher workshops. And then I came back as a reading interventionist. And then I went back to the classroom to follow my kids when I took them out of private school and put them in public. And now I'm just like, and then the pandemic happened that year. Before the pandemic happened, I'm like, I've been out of the classroom forever. The last time I was in a room with kids was in 2004. And then I became a principal, and then I became a mom. And then I came back to, when do y'all teach? We're supposed to do what test? Didn't we just do a practice test?
Correct.
Yeah, we didn't do another practice test.
That's correct.
But we haven't even looked at the practice test results from the other practice test.
Correct.
So
That's your education.
So I think this is why we need people with experience to see like what are we doing, what needs to be done, and why. Let's not call it what's that word, insanity, when you do the same thing over and over, get the same results. What do we need to do to change? What would you be taking in now? Let's say tomorrow you win, you step in. What are the top 3 things that you want to tackle on going in?
Okay, so the first thing is that we don't have enough teacher or parent input on the board as it relates to curriculum or as it relates to anything education based. So I'm creating a task force of parents, teachers, and students to give their input on how we can fix this curriculum. Okay. That's number 1. Okay. Because as you said earlier, half of the people on the board have never been in the classroom. So why are we the ones also making the decisions? Secondly, we need to take a closer look at how we can help teachers and students post-pandemic. I think we rushed people back into the classroom, not thinking of their mental health, and their social and emotional well-being. We're not factoring in that at all. We're not realizing that these kids haven't been in a classroom for 2 years. So to reacclimate them and expect them to read, write, do math, and do all these things all day is hard to do.
It is super hard.
So we need to figure out a way that we can get students reacclimated back to school and get them not just where they were, but ahead of where they were pre-pandemic. So those are the top 2 things that would be my priority.
So getting more people that are in the boots on the ground, bringing them to the decision table.
That's correct.
Bringing your input. And it's
addressing the gaps that the pandemic has caused. And I know
the gaps are already there.
Right.
But they got wider.
They got wider, and now we're dealing with a different beast because at least a lot of the students enjoyed being in school.
Yes.
At least you can manage, for the most part, manage the students. Now, school districts and principals are dealing with attendance problems because I still volunteer with the kids. They're like, I guess I'll come to school tomorrow. What do you mean?
I know.
It's optional. So we have to reorient their thinking.
It's like reprogramming.
Yeah, literally.
Reprogramming needs to happen. And and I don't know about you, but I kind of try to look at the silver lining of everything. And I thought, well, okay, we're taking a pause. We're all going home. We're all going to try to figure this out along the way. I would have thought that we were going to come back with maybe a new, let's take this pause, push the pause button. What can we do different?
I think it would have felt like a pause if it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month. But if you're talking about years of this, where people have experienced so much loss, even if you didn't lose a loved one, maybe your parent lost a job or you experienced some financial loss, you want me to come back to school and act like everything is normal?
Oh no, it's not. No, that part. But I was thinking more of the people that make those choices and decisions. This would have been a great way for them to okay, things are gonna be different. Things are different. We're seeing these gaps even more with a closer eye. What can we do? What should education look like when we come back? Should we still be doing the same thing? Should we change it up now that we don't? Do we need to do this STAR test? Can we put a pause on that and focus on our kids being fed, our parents? What do they need?
That's right.
And how is the economy going to look like afterwards? What are the skill sets these kids need once they leave? Because the pandemic changed a lot of things.
It did.
So how is our education system going to be catching up with that? That's what I was hoping.
Yeah, it's a good hope, but I think that school districts were frantic trying to figure out how can we at least maintain some sense of normalcy while they're out of school. And they hyper focus on that so much. Now that we're back, it's there are gaps in education. We did have a lot of work that we already did.
So the train is agreeing that we have some big gaps. And we're going to take a little pause for the train to come by. As you know, we are in Segundo Barrio, and you can hear Houston coming through on the train tracks, and that's what this is about. The city continues moving forward. I'm sitting in a building that's been redeveloped. It's going to be a coffee shop. It's a studio. It's an office. It's just been painted. And the thing is that I think about that, and I think about my students. I think about all the education communities that I have been a part of. How are we making sure that those students are able to take part of whatever's rolling through Texas, through Houston, the commerce. We're sitting in the backyard of the medical center,
right?
Of NASA, of the oil and gas industry. how are our kids? And that, I guess that's the bigger question. It's rhetorical, right? How are we making sure that our students are the ones taking advantage of that, what's rolling through?
Yeah, I wanna see a curriculum that is focused on these opportunities and focused on the real world opportunities that await them.
Yeah.
Because I think we also dropped the ball on exposing the students to what's changing around them.
Yes.
Especially, think about it. They've been learning virtually and on the internet for 2 years. Why are we not incorporating social media and service learning opportunities and these things they've been exposed to for 2 years in their curriculum? Why are we not doing that?
Exactly. They know how to
Teaching kids how
TikTok.
to be but
They know how to do that. So let's keep that technology piece.
And I think it will help with the re-engagement of the students back into the learning.
Yeah. I try in my library, I give them listening, speaking opportunities. I have a microphone, I set up the light, I pretend to interview them, I pass them the microphone.
Awesome.
And I do as much as I can to get them used to public speaking and all that. So speaking of public speaking, it's just so amazing how putting yourself in front of the viewer, a camera, and what they did, students being in front of their teachers online. I mean, you're absolutely right. I didn't even think about like, how do you not continue including that? Because in the future, kids are going to probably be doing more online school. They're probably going to have to do interviews for a scholarship online, and you don't know how we're going to be doing with this variant in the future.
Oh man!
I just heard that there's a new one. So, how do we make sure that kids, if we have to shut down, that we are not going to be frantic anymore? That we know, okay, this is the drill. We know what to do. We know where to go. We know how to click. We know how to get on. But at the same time, do all kids have access to internet?
Yeah, and something else I've been noticing too is I like that, especially Houston ISD did a good job of making sure their students had access to computers and iPads and internet access, but did they also know how to use
them?
And did the parents know how to
use
those different devices? So there's something to be said about the lack of technology availability, but the lack of awareness on how to use those devices.
Because they were because the IT person at my school was just bombarded. He tried as much as he can. But there's one IT person for 800, 900? And
like
everyone's having
one counselor or social worker for 800 students.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, and because I was thinking, why not put routers on the buses, roll them into the neighborhoods, loaded with iPads, throw some food on there because kids need to eat.
Absolutely.
And then when school is out, buses leave. The bus driver still has a job, the cafeteria workers still have a job, and then any surplus money that we got, go hire a whole bunch of people from Google. I don't know, from the iPhone, the Apple Store. They know how to do all the techie stuff. They hire a bunch of them, put them on the bus.
I like that idea.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, there's so many innovative.
We're gonna have to be creative to keep up with the demands of society and make sure our students are also keeping up with those same demands. So I like that idea. I would
so let me know.
I
could be your consultant. I come up with some crazy stuff.
You heard it first. That's a promise.
So hey, I will be anytime you need like pick a brain, like hey, I don't even know where my brain goes sometimes, but I think I'm a little on the ADHD side. So now when is the early voting?
So for my election, early voting starts on May 16th.
So May 16th.
2 weeks.
Early voting's not going on right now? I thought I saw something.
Yes. So
a meme. What do you call it?
So early voting has started for the special election.
Oh, for the runoffs.
Well, I am in a runoff, but not for a special election.
Okay.
So there's a special election and then there's the primary runoffs. Okay. The special election is for state representative in 147 and for the HCC trustee.
The trustee. Okay.
For community college.
Yes, the community.
That'll be over May 7th. My election is the primary that took place on March 1st. Whichever elections didn't have someone that met 50 plus 1% have to go in a runoff, and that's taking place starting May 16th through May 20th for early voting. And the actual election is on the 24th.
Okay, so you have all your dates on here. So I want you to tell the camera. so that people can hear you and listen, because we're online right now on radiocrystalusa.com. So if you ever click on the station, you're hearing music, but then when my show starts, we come in. And then the show repeats every day at 10 o'clock in the morning and again at 10 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I want for the audience to hear, how can they find you? Where can they find you? I have a beautiful poster behind me. But, how can they find you? Where can they find you? And if they want to donate,
mm-hmm.
or if you need volunteers, put it out there.
All right, here we go. To all of the beautiful Miss
I'm going to leave you right here so you can
show
your glory, show your sign.
I would love your support. I would love your vote. I would love your donations and even your prayers and your good vibes. My election is on May 24th. The early voting starts May 16th. And it continues through May 20th. Please, please, please remember to put those dates in your calendar, your iPhone. Just stop what you're doing. And please put May 16th through May 20th in your phone and make sure the election day is on May 24th. You can visit my website. You can sign up to be a volunteer, or you can sign up to donate to my campaign at stacifortexas.com, STACIFOR, Texas.com. Donate as much as you want or as little as you want, because every single dollar is going to phone bankers, going to canvassers, and going to those people who are going to be poll workers during the early voting and election day periods. They're going to be standing out there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They need food, they need water, right? They need things to sustain themselves during that time. So if you would love to volunteer, please go to stacifortexas.com, sign up to be a volunteer, sign up to donate. I think my website is set up such that if you donate, you have to sign up to be a volunteer too. So I'm going to have your information. I love your support. Staci Child, State Board of Education, District 4, stacifortexas.com, TikTok at Attorney Staci with an I, Instagram at Attorney Staci with an I. I'm very vocal on Instagram and TikTok, and I'd love if you engage with me on all platforms.
All right. Ahora, en español, yo lo voy a decir un poquito en español para que sepan ustedes que están escuchando la importancia de ir a votar, especialmente por alguien como Staci. Ella fue maestra, ella sabe lo que es ser maestra, ser con alumnos, el trabajo que se lleva, y ella está buscando el puesto de estar en el comité en el estatal de Texas, donde hacen las decisiones de las escuelas públicas en todo el estado de Texas. Y lo que estamos viendo ahorita es que muchas personas que son parte de esta mesa directiva del estado estatal sobre las escuelas públicas son gentes que casi la mayoría no tienen como una conexión de haber sido maestro. Hay algunos, pero Staci, ella es una persona que fue maestra, ahora ella es abogada. Pero ella conoce lo que se necesita y lo que se requiere para ser parte de una mesa directiva en Austin, porque allí es donde hacen las decisiones con la Agencia de Texas de Educación Pública, y ahí es donde tienen reuniones 4 veces al año y hacen decisiones sobre el currículo, qué tipo de libros se van a usar en los salones, y las decisiones sobre el dinero, cómo se va a usar en las escuelas públicas. Y lo que ella quiere es su voto para que ella pueda ir a Austin y pueda hacer el trabajo para los niños, para los estudiantes de las escuelas públicas aquí en Texas. Así que, and we were practicing. How would you say it in Spanish?
Votar por mí.
Vote por Staci. Woo! So now you know how to find her, how to volunteer for her, how to make sure that, hey, you sign up to do a donation, you sign up to volunteer, and get a chance to know Staci. She's very accessible. She's out and about. And like I said earlier, I don't even know how she did it. She walked in here like at 6:50 something, 6:45, looking as if it was 6:45 in the morning and at 6:45 in the evening. And but you know what? We make it happen. Yes, we make it work. When you're in education, when you're out there, and now as a lawyer, you're taking everything that you learned and you're applying it. And I love how the kids kind of went to school with you.
Yes, they did.
And they graduated with you.
They did.
And what a great role model opportunity for them to see. Hey, she went through that. She was this. Now she's that. And now I can do that too.
That's right.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. And you look amazing. I love your dress.
Thank you, you too.
I love your everything. I have some little earrings that
They're
look like
beautiful
leaves.
too.
I like mine too. But I like yours because I have some leaves too. So we have a lot of things in common. So Staci,
It's been a pleasure.
I did start off with the quote, and the quote is by Rumi. Set your life on fire, which obviously you have, and seek those who fan your flame. Who are those people in your life that have a significant fan flamer?
Yes, God fans my flame for sure. My students fan my flame.
Yeah.
The students I've yet to meet and the students in my past. People that are treating people unfairly, whether it be physically or by their decision making, fan my flame. And I seek to change those things.
I like
and
that.
of course, my friends and family fan my flame.
Yes. And I'm gonna ask you this: you are a woman that's out and doing so many things for the community, for people that need that support as a lawyer. And you probably come home and you're like, I gotta just, revive, revamp, re-energize, everything. What is it that you do that helps you get ready for the next day?
Oh, she sounds like my therapist.
Welcome to the green couch.
Good question. So, I love to dance.
No.
I love to dance.
Okay.
So if I can go to one of these local establishments in Houston and just let off some steam and just dance and sweat it out, I love that. And I also go to a place called Interview Studios where they have
that place.
Where they have different dance classes, and I feel so rejuvenated afterwards. But I'm still a girl. I love me a little retail therapy.
There you go. Do what you need to do to get you ready for the next day. And what do you think has been in your life like a big challenge, roadblock, obstacle that you would love to share?
Sure.
And that where it really pushed you to do what you needed to do, that fire. And how did you get through that? Because a lot of times young people, whoever, anyone, see the successes, but not knowing that there's a story behind it.
Yeah. This is good. I like talking about this. Honestly, and this may sound cliche, the obstacles are always within. Feelings of inadequacy, feeling like not me. I can't be on the board of education. I'm not a perfect person. Who am I? I'm too young, or I'm too black, or I'm a woman. I mean, all these different things that are not supposed to fuel my insecurities, but they do, right? So just battling that inner voice that tells me I'm inadequate or that I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Stepping up to that voice and saying, no, yes, you are. Not anybody else. It's your turn. It's you. You are good enough for this role. You are good enough for these opportunities. So that has actually been the number one obstacle. Myself.
I love it.
Yeah.
You have given your obstacle that you battle.
Absolutely.
And you win.
You may hear these stories from famous people and rappers and actors. I had a teacher that told me I wasn't going to be anything. I didn't have any of that.
It was
my parents, my family, my teachers always instilled the highest of expectations in me. But I didn't have that for myself. So, yeah.
I love it.
This is a battle of me versus me.
I love it. You are your own competition. Yeah. I like that. Then the mirror. I love it. I had to write this down because I learned from everyone that comes on. And I've learned to embrace even me. Some of those things that you don't want to say, like, God, she's saying what I feel that too. Oh my God, I'm at the tender age of close to 50. I'm like, still, I'm working on that. It's saying that I am enough.
That's right.
That I belong in that
That's
room.
right.
And that's something that was introduced to me when I was like 30. I don't know, 30 nothing. And it's taken this long to really step into, yes, I am, I will.
That's right.
So I love it. Oh my God, so Staci, y'all got a chance to meet Staci. Vote for Staci Childs. Woo!
And this is how you say vote in sign language.
Oh my God.
So you cast your ballot twice.
Okay.
Let's go vote.
There you go. All right, so now you know how to say it in Spanish, and then you do it in sign language, and so I want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for sharing your soul and who you are, because that's what this is about. People need to connect with who they're voting for and who's out there, so that they can see like, hey, it's a person that's got my best interest, who's a human, who sometimes has like things in life, like and feels what I feel. And that's what this is about. So
It was my pleasure. Thank you for the
Thank
opportunity.
you. I'm better paths crossed. and just a little shout outs. Who would want to give a shout out to?
Come on, can you come on? I want to shout out my number one fan.
Woo! Come on
Mr.
over.
Phil Vondo.
Before we go to commercials, come on down so we can give you a little shout out.
This is the man behind the magic. Thank you for supporting me during this campaign. I know it hasn't been easy, but I appreciate your support.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
So it takes family, it takes support, it takes putting your love and your heart out there. And I always say, do everything with love, and that's what comes back. Any words for this lovely Staci?
What I would say is this is somebody that stands for what they believe. When you listen to her talk, when you look at what she's doing, everything is about her passion. She shows that in her everyday activities. The person I am today, I wouldn't be who I am without her. I value that every single day. And believe me when I say there's no other right candidate out there that would stand for what they are saying. She would be there. She would do exactly what she's being asked to do, and she's going to go beyond. Vote for her. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here. I would challenge you to look up her name, go to everything that she's done to children. You will be surprised. She's one of the very few candidates that you will find on the ground on election day talking to everybody that's out there. And I value that. That's being part of the community. Go vote for her. Thank you.
Woo! Vote for Staci Childs. You heard it. Woo! All right, so we're going to cut to our sponsors, and we're going to come right back because we're going to have to continue the real talk with two comadres, Marianne Garcia and Isa Garcia, who are here. They're already having the real talk, and I'm like, y'all be quiet because I want to be involved too. So I'm going to bring them on because we're going to continue some real talk in regards to life, love, and what's going on with Marianne Garcia and Isa Garcia. But I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for stepping into the arena. Thank you for doing the work, and we're here. Anything you need, you want to share something with us so we can share with the community, post it on our website, on all our social medias, let us know, and we'll forward it. And we're also going to put in all her information in the comments. So come back and visit the show. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Instagram. You can watch it on Facebook Live. You can come back and listen to it online and get a chance to meet Staci if you didn't have a chance to hear the whole interview and conversation. All right, we'll be right back after these commercials. Woo! Okay, let's go.
¿Estás planeando tu boda, un 15 años o un evento corporativo? Te invito a conocer el nuevo salón de eventos San Miguel Event Hall, lo mejor para tus eventos de ensueño. Con amplio estacionamiento y capacidad de hasta 600 invitados. Llama al teléfono en pantalla para más informes.
¿Cómo están todos?
Bienvenidos a Mundos en Pantalla.
Bienvenidos a todos.
Hi, I'm the Súper Comadre from RadioCrystalUSA.com, and I just want to tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So, La Súper Comadre, my platform is all about bringing people on, special guests, who either do something for the community, who have done something for the community, who match up the pillars of what my show is about, which is about taking care of your heart and soul, which is about political engagement, which is about education. So every person that comes on can be a super comadre or a super compadre, someone that's out there doing something for the community. So I invite you all to listen and to watch every Tuesday when we record the show. But it also repeats on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 10 o'clock at night on RadioCrystalUSA.com. And don't forget to give us a like. Adios.
All right. Oh, welcome back to La Súper Comadre Claudia show. So we have a little segment, and we're gonna close it up with the 18 and over crowd.
Yes.
Disclaimer. Si hay niños por ahí, llamándolos a dormir a la cama, que hagan su tarea en otro cuarto, que vayan a ver otro.
Mándalos a dormir. It's
bedtime.
It's
Yes.
only 7 or 8.
Really?
Who
No,
cares?
they don't need to know that.
They've been in
They
school
can't-
all day.
They can't tell time
Se van a
anyway when
dormir.
they're little. Vayan a dormir. So the last time I had my two super comadres, Isa, I'm looking over there.
Oh.
It's backwards.
Too
Marianne,
much of that.
I just started. This is Mom Juice. Marianne Garcia, and then we have Isa Garcia. And we talked a little bit about real talk, hashtag Comadre So Hard, hashtag just life.
Right.
The last time we left off, you
We're not. Yeah, I know.
I wasn't here, so y'all have to.
So yeah, we're gonna fill her on.
I know.
So I loved how you are opening yourself up to the universe
And
for dating.
and let me just tell you that I knew it already when I saw the weave.
It's not weave.
Hey,
Don't
I
call it a weave. It's
I
called,
have the same thing. I'm good.
it's
I
called
get it.
extraness hair.
I have the
I
extra.
love it. I love it.
And meanwhile, I'm over here like chopping it off. I'm like,
I'm over
done.
here like the poor pony down the street.
No, not at all. But you know what, though, Marianne? Because we have to make changes.
We
What
have to.
Comadre and I talked about last time, and we missed you so much,
Mhm.
was the,
Oh, yeah, we did.
self-love, right?
Oh,
That, it shows sometimes self-love can mean many
Yeah.
things,
Mhm.
right? And sometimes taking care of yourself first and really truly feeling comfortable. I can honestly say I feel really comfortable in my skin,
Yes.
right? I mean, I'm very accepting of who I am. But then there's certain times
She owns
where
that.
you're just like,
She owns her skin.
I own it, right? But then there's some times where you're just like, you fall a little bit or you get left behind and you're like, you know what, I just want to make a change. And so
Mhm.
here we are.
Mhm.
And we talked about one of the changes that I'm making is putting more interest or more, I'll say it in Spanish, more empeño in my own
Yes.
life, in my own personal life. I'm very much a goal setter and a goal getter.
Mhm.
But why not in the business sense, in the organization sense, leadership sense, but also in my personal life?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I'm so
But
happy for you.
it is. I mean, she
It's
put
encouraging.
an
Right?
empeño.
Empeño.
Yeah. And she's got empeño in the pelo too. As you can see, when she walked in, and
And she's strutting her
and
stuff.
I see this woman all the time. We do a lot of
Yes.
work together. We do a lot of coffee together. We do just life together. And
Yeah.
but literally, when she watched it, I'm like, who's that?
Yeah.
And wait, that's my comadre.
But you know what? I'm getting overboard because now I'm gonna have like the comadres come with me and a tiny little fan so that my hair can blow.
Like Beyonce.
when I walk in.
We need to have
Portable fan.
our inner Sasha Fierce.
Yes.
We all have that alter ego. We just
do.
need to know when to let it out.
When to let it out.
So La Comadre Isa has just let it out. This is her alter ego.
She did.
This is her Sasha Fierce. We need the
I
fan
love
right
it.
there, and
Portable
it's
fan
gonna be the wind blowing in the
all
air.
the time.
So our question is, let's start with you.
Yeah.
How do you do self-care?
Oh yeah, there's things that I absolutely have to do.
I bet.
I absolutely, and if this sounds very superficial, I'm gonna apologize ahead of
Don't
time.
apologize.
But
Don't
you know what?
apologize.
I have to be unapologetic about
Yes,
it.
exactly.
I have to get a pedicure and my nails done every 2 weeks and my eyebrows done.
If you were to look down,
She has her,
we have no shoes on.
Yeah, like I have to, and
So we're showing off that pedicure.
I feel incomplete if I do not. And then I have to have like a massage once a month.
Perfect.
I have to do it. And
Yeah.
even though like I have a spa, like
Yeah.
I have to go elsewhere because if it's in my plate, like at my place, then I don't feel like it's, you know what I mean? Like I have to go somewhere else to feel like it's.
You know,
Yeah.
and you know what? One of the things that I listen to other women talk about, especially those that have children or small children or even teenagers, they spend all their money on them, and that's great, but they forget about themselves.
Oh,
I don't-
they
yeah,
spend the
I-
money on the
Yeah,
kids.
on the
and
kids,
yeah,
and then they don't
yeah.
remember themselves. And a little thing like getting your nails done, or even just buying yourself a Starbucks,
Yes.
you know, and sitting in the car listening to your music. It is self-care, y'all.
Yeah.
Believe me, it is. I've done it.
I know I
And I
feel
know,
that.
and I want to jump into something because I read a meme, a meme, I don't even know, whatever, that said I know, call millennial. Self-care is not, if you're a mom, is not taking time to clean your house by yourself. Self-care is not
But as a
washing dishes.
as a Mexican, it's
So.
like as a
I
Mexican,
know,
for
I
me,
know.
it's therapeutic.
Well, okay, it's not good for some, but don't make it that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh no.
That like
I see
like
what you're
if that's what your thing is, if
Then that's
cleaning,
great.
that's
Yeah.
therapy,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But don't make it like the moment I have self-care that it has to be something I have to do to take care of something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're right. As Latinas and
Yeah.
Mexican, there were no self-care back then.
Really, there
For
wasn't.
my mom and my
No.
grandmother, it was there. Self-care is
Well, I'll tell
did not
you what.
exist.
Maybe I'm throwing my sister under the bus.
You
right?
probably are.
I probably
Boom.
am. Boom.
Is this Elizabeth?
True.
The lady
Yeah,
with the-
Liz.
No,
No names.
it's no names.
Can we-
Yeah, Liz.
No
Okay.
names.
Well, yeah,
That's up to
Liz.
you.
My
Liz,
sister
yeah.
Liz that I love so much.
Sorry, Liz.
But I'll
Sorry.
tell you what. My sister Liz cannot go to sleep at night. Everybody's down, right? The dog is asleep. The brother-in-law is
Everybody's
asleep.
down.
Everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
The reason why I know this is because I've spent the night. I've stayed at her house.
Yeah.
It will be midnight, and
Yes.
she has to mop the floor with Clorox
I'm not that.
but that is her time.
Yeah.
That is her self-care time. And
But is it really self-care?
Well, it's therapeutic.
it's therapy for her in a way because everybody's asleep, nobody's
But
talking
is it
to her.
she doing because no one's bothering her and that's the only time she can do it, or is it really
No.
self-care?
The house is clean. The house is clean. Like there's
Once
no.
I go to sleep with there's lots of dishes in the dishwasher.
Madre.
my version of mopping is I get a wipey, I throw on the floor,
with your
and
foot.
I
You
stay
get a dirty towel with your foot.
with your
And you're-
and it's only the spot of coffee that's been there for about 2 weeks, and I'm like, someo's coming, and I gotta clean
someone
it.
is coming.
Yeah, but for her,
But
she
for your
feels
sister.
great.
It helps her.
Like she'll fall asleep.
After-
Even though
oh.
we're all choking on the Clorox. So we're like,
On the fabuloso.
on the fabuloso, but you know,
Fabuloso.
and then you know what? She feels like she accomplished her
Okay,
day.
and there's no
Yeah.
COVID happening either because apparently Clorox
She
don't kill it all.
killed it all.
She killed
it all.
everything.
Like
Killed everything.
even the poor dog, I feel scared for. You know.
Oh my goodness.
You know, but she locks him off. You know, he's taken care of, and if anybody watches, the dog is fine.
You know, that's funny because like for me in the mornings when I go to depending on what hospital I'm going, like usually when I'm going to the Caroline hospital because it's a longer commute.
Yeah.
It's like my routine. I have to stop and get my latte in the morning.
Which I do. Oh yeah.
Every morning. And if my phone rings in that commute time, I will not answer it.
Good.
I don't because that is like my me time. Like that's
Yeah.
when
I have my conversations with my higher power. That's when I have my concerts in the car.
Yeah.
That's like, no, I'm serious.
Love
And I
it.
make no eye contact with the car
Nobody.
next to me because I'm like, I look like a total fool. But I don't care because like that's my me time.
Yeah.
Porque no one's with me at that time. I'm by myself. And
Yeah.
so that's when I can just be one with me. You know?
Nice.
And I love that because everybody shows who you are, your personality is. Everybody very much here is an extrovert. And so we can be introverts if
Can you tell?
necessary
Yeah.
and just be quiet for a minute before you have a hectic day.
Mhm.
So our question is, Comadre Claudia, how do you show self-care?
Well, let me give myself a grade. I will give myself a D on that.
Yes.
Mira?
Yes. I'm going to agree with whatever
Yes.
you're going to say. 'Cause
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I say it, I do it, but I don't think I committed to it. And I have noticed in my little belly pooch that I need to do my yoga again because I haven't been faithful in that. I've noticed that I have not been doing my smoothies every morning because that to me is like my self-care.
Right.
I fix my smoothies at night and my green smoothies because that's what gets me through the day. So I've realized as I'm listening, I had to come to, myself and realize that I need to say no a little bit more to things.
I'd agree.
Say a little bit
I
more
agree.
because I've been told that I do a lot, and they're like, well, what about your kids? I'm like, they're alive, they're kicking, they're breathing, they're clean,
They're there. You have
they're
great
eating.
co-parents.
Yes, I have a great co-parent.
Actually, I admire that about you guys. Coming from a divorced, relationship, like I admire that.
Yeah.
about
So
you guys very much.
we've reached the point where we can have conversations about the kids, about future, and co-parenting and what have you is great. But now it's like I sometimes feel like, okay, what did I do today to take care of me? And it's not just like I need to figure that out. And I think what I need to do is say no to some things. And I feel almost like a hot, those hot air balloons when they go up in the air and they have those little weights on the side. And you'll see like a scene in the movie where they're frantically throwing over stuff, like cutting them off to lighten the load. I thought I had cut some off. Apparently, I still need to do a little bit of snip, snip. But I'm not too sure what to snip.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. I'm kind of just trying to figure this out.
But that's interesting.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about that. I thrive
on chaos.
In chaos. I am a chaos. Like I thrive in chaos. Like when things are very quiet for me. Oh Lord! Like I get into trouble. I get into trouble. I get into some major trouble. Not jail trouble or anything like that. But
we have a lawyer. We have a lawyer here. So
she's over there.
I'm not in that trouble yet. No,
Staci will help us out.
Let there be a downtime for me, and I will sit in front of a computer and go crazy on QVC. I have. I bought an infinity hoop. Yeah, like I was on TikTok.
Isa, what the hell?
At 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, at 4 o'clock in the morning, and some women are like, I'm getting snatched on the summer, and the moms are getting outside. Oh, no. Like, no, right? $17 later.
I'm still waiting for mine.
From China, because the shipping situation, right? I called Claudia the next day and I'm like, I got an infinity hoop. And she's like,
what the? Sorry.
And then I said, because I'm going to get snatched like the mom. Okay, so the infinity hoop comes on and I say, I'm going to do 1 hour on the infinity hoop. Because I'm always an overachiever, right?
Right.
Everybody's doing 30 minutes and they're like,
an
hour. I did an hour. I couldn't get up the next day. I work from home. The infinity hoop is now on top of the treadmill that was supposed to help me to get snatched for the summer.
Well, I'm still waiting for mine, so could I borrow it?
Hold on, you ordered it too?
I did, but she told me.
Why am I
She told me.
You know what I'm doing at 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm like on my 5th dream. That's what I'm doing at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Girl, then I got on TikTok too. I'm like, oh, let me see. And then I'm like, which one did you get?
The pink one.
It was like the purple. And I'm like looking at the track. Mine's still.
God dang it! Do I gotta go get a damn infinity hoop?
Mine's on the shipping container somewhere.
Somewhere in LA or somewhere.
And we're gonna go outside in a park, and we're gonna hula hoop in the hot air, in the hot weather, Texas. and
I'm
get
not,
snatched.
I'm not doing all that with my extensions. I'm telling you right now.
Let me do the movement that you do.
I can only wash
I
my
mean,
hair every 3 days.
This movement is very helpful, though. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm sure that it'll come in handy.
I unfortunately do not do that move. I'm all over the place. The hoop isn't even
finesse.
rolling, and I'm just like,
You have to like look cute while doing
Yes.
it.
it's impossible.
I
no.
took out the hula hoop, and I've been practicing.
There's
waiting
I
for my
saw some
infinity
hula
hoop.
hoops around here somewhere.
That's not mine.
But yeah, that is, but when I say I thrive in chaos, meaning that I should say no to many things, but I feel, and I've had this conversation with many people, I feel like I am losing out on living life.
So you have YOLO. No, FOMO.
Wait, what?
FOLO. Fear of missing out.
Oh, FOMO, yes.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. Thank
How
you.
crazy is
because
that?
she wants to YOLO.
Because I want to.
Yes.
I feel
She fear. What is it? It's FOMO
FOMO,
because she
the
wants
YOLO.
the YOLO. Oh Lord.
and that will probably come. They'll probably go away, eventually. But
When?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
I'm just good, and I'm a people person, so I love meeting new people. I get energy, even though sometimes we drain from this energy. But
I know.
I'm okay. I think I know when it's time to say no.
Mhm.
Eventually, I do get tired, but I really like this situation. I thrive in this. I love to be here, and and here we are.
And don't get me wrong, I love this too. I'm an extrovert person, and I do gain energy from people, from events. Like whenever we have our events, I do participate, but I'm more like focused on making sure everyone's having a good time because that's my job is to.
Right.
And then when we go to events but we're not a part of it, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. So either way, I get energy from that, and it's hard to explain to people. And then there are times when I just sit in the back and I'm just like, oh, this is really neat.
Yeah.
And I'm just enjoying it.
And you do
because
that.
I get that energy, and then I'm back in the crowd, like connecting, and you and this and the music and the food, and But for me, it was my daughters telling me, "Mom, when are we gonna have Mommy Monday?"
Ooh,
Okay.
Mommy
Oh,
Monday.
okay. When are we going? So now they're putting me to task, and they're like, "We want to make sure that we want to do things with you, Mom." And you're right, because when they were little, I dragged them to everything I went.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got a little bit older. They're like, we don't want to go. So now I don't invite them. But now
They're old enough.
they're back to,
Yeah.
oh, we saw you go to this thing. How come we weren't invited? Because you didn't want to go last time.
So I love
so
how
now-
Liliana has my entire
Speaking
stuff.
Speaking of,
Speaking of thriving.
so throw a little bit
Sure.
your way as far as like what are some things that are happening that have to do with you. You got the Cotejano, you got NHPO. So share a little bit about that too.
So you're seeing
And then
this on
you
the
can share
screen.
yours.
Oh
We
yeah,
have
sure.
May the 2nd, we have the Cotejano golf tournament. All net proceeds go towards scholarship, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo scholarships. We're still looking for teams. I have a goal, which is still 50 signs, whole signs, and they're only $100, and you can have your business displayed throughout the whole golf course. So it's a great marketing opportunity for those that are entrepreneurs or business owners. And you can contact me. My Facebook info is on there. And of course, we have the amazing Cinco de Mayo event, which will be held on May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. We know that there's a lot of things going on, but you cannot miss our incredible event at the rooftop at the Hilton Medical Plaza. You will see our promotion all over. We will promote again tonight. Listen, we have some amazing vendors. We have more than today 15 vendors.
Yes.
Wow.
And we have some confirmed special guests.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
The special guests that are coming in from people from Patty Cantu, Assistant Chief, to
Fire Department. I mean the Houston Police Department.
Council Member Robert Gallegos. We have so many people in attendance. We're so excited. And we want to see you. We want to meet you. Come and meet us. Us three will be there.
We'll be
No,
there.
actually, we can be probably filming a show as well, one of these shows, and you can be part of it.
Oh
You
yeah.
can be a guest on their show, on the
Yes.
Súper Comadre show.
We'll be there.
To stop by. They'll be going live from there. We'll be going live
we're
from
going
there.
live.
We're going to be
Live
comadreando.
Comadreando in the middle of this
Exactly.
event, and you can be part of the show and give us a little bit of what you want to see on this show in the upcoming days that we have.
Hashtag Real Talk.
Hashtag Real Talk.
Talk.
Mhm.
Real
So
talk.
yes, hope to see all of you. May the 2nd will be the golf tournament, but most important, May the 5th with NHPO at the rooftop at the Hilton.
Yes. And there's no charge. You just come.
Yes, just
You're a nonprofit. You're a profit. You have a business. You want to come and connect.
And bring your colleagues.
Bring
Oh,
everybody.
yeah,
Your
bring
friends, your
everybody.
colleagues.
Bring everyone.
It's an open event.
It is.
and
Last
it's
year,
any
your event, the event was
Oh,
capped
yeah.
out. Like literally,
Yeah.
it was to capacity. So
Yeah.
like
We're
that's
at 500 people.
that's how good this event's gonna get.
Yeah, we have to turn people away.
We had to turn people away this year.
Yeah.
Last year was more than 500 people attended this event. We want to see all 500 of you back at
Yes.
this event.
That's right. And now I'm going to take it over to my comadre, my comis, la super comadre, Mary.
Keep on drinking.
I
Jose.
told you a little bit.
Keep on
Marianne,
drinking,
so Marianne, talk a little bit about your goings-ons with Raíces Unidas.
So,
Liliana, can you pull up also Raíces Unidas or bring up Raíces Unidas so she can show a little bit about what's going on?
So I haven't really posted.
Oh, well, just share.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, go on my page and but also what I wanted to do is prom season is like in full effect right now. And so we had some generous ladies reach out. Yes, there we go. Reach out to Raíces Unidas and donate like beautiful prom dresses.
Wow.
Yeah, and so she's like, Mary, I know that you will find someone or young girls that could put these dresses to use.
Yeah.
And so what I'm asking you guys out there, if you know of a young lady that, wants to go to prom, but, times are hard right now and they can't, they just can't afford a dress. I have some beautiful dresses that were donated to Raíces Unidas that I want to make sure that they go to a deserving kid, a young girl that wants to go to prom, but she just doesn't know how she's gonna, pay for her dress. We have options for you. Or if you're a wraparound specialist in our high schools, if you know of any young ladies that are struggling with, finding dresses for prom, reach out to me, reach out to Raíces Unidas, send me a message or to my personal page, whatever's easiest, but reach out to me. I want to make sure that these dresses are put to use. And there's quite a few different sizes. So, and if for whatever reason, the size that we are needing is not available, then I will commit to making sure to get her a dress. Whether it's I have to buy it myself or we find a sponsor, but we will make sure that this young girl has what she needs to go to prom.
I
So just reach out to us. We're very excited, and I know it's kind of last minute. And usually Raíces Unidas does like 2 big projects a year, but this just kind of like landed in my hands, and I'm like, I can't not do something with it. I can't not do something with it. So again, we want to make sure that these dresses go to deserving young ladies that want to be a part of prom. So please reach out. The sooner the better, so we can get organized and get the whole process going.
All right. So you heard. So it's public service announcements.
Public service announcements.
And also, because it's
Y falta otro, comadre.
Yeah.
¿Qué fue?
Falta este. Next Saturday.
So what do we have on next Saturday?
Blanca's Cafe is going to have another brunch. We're going to celebrate Selena's birthday, so come join us. Saturday starting at 11 in the morning. Come have breakfast or brunch
Oh my gosh. It was so much
with
fun.
us.
Speaking of Selena, and I'm going to put a call out too while we're at it. I've been having some students in my library because I'm a librarian during the day.
The section librarian.
The section librarian. Yes, and the kids keep asking for the Selena books. Miss Macias, we are the Selena biographies.
Yeah, there is.
And there are, but we don't have any in our library. So
And they're going to be here.
So today I took a picture of one of the kids holding up. You know what I ended up taking to school? A whole handful of La Prensa magazines.
Oh,
La
wow.
Prensa, which is one of our sponsors for NHPO. I took a whole bunch, and I set them out. And you thought I brought gold to the school because we don't have the books.
Interesting.
But they would pick up the newspapers
Mhm.
and they tried to read about Selena.
That is so
because it was a
cool.
Selena edition in the
Wow.
front. And then the kids keep asking, Miss Macias, can I take it home? Miss Macias, can I take it home? I go, oh, hold on. There's a lot of people asking for them. Miss Macias, where is the book about Selena Quintanilla? Where is it? I'm like, we're going to order it.
Wow.
So we did get a grant. Our school library
Mhm.
did. But our books don't come in until next year.
Aw.
But I wanted to put it out there. If anyone would like to help,
Oh, that'd be great.
and
Mhm.
getting some money, or if you have a Selena book that's your favorite, that is child appropriate, student appropriate, that we could put in a library for kids that are first grade all the way to 8th grade, please reach out to me. I'm committed to buying one as well, or buying two, but I'm on a little bit of a budget. But if you're out there and you have connections and you want to sponsor a book in your name that we can put in our circulation, I will put your name on it. We will put a tag on it. We will put a barcode, so that way the kids can check it out, because they are super excited to learn about this woman who's been gone for now how many years?
Wow.
20-something years.
20-something years, and she is still her legend. Still
Her
lives
legacy.
on. Her legacy. And not in her love.
Yes.
Her love through her, and that comes still is emitted through her music.
Right.
That
So
never seems to grow old.
did y'all see Carol G at Coachella?
Oh my God.
That was
Yeah.
breathtaking.
I saw that and I was like, I fell apart.
Yeah, so did I. Like when I saw that she played tribute to Selena at Coachella.
Yeah.
Coachella, guys.
Yeah.
Like that is
This is
Major.
20-something years later.
Yes.
That this woman has left such an imprint on so many women.
Right.
What was her name? Becky?
No,
Carol
it was
G.
Carol
Carol
G.
G.
Carol G. Carol G. So she's like a famous, I guess, urban
Artist.
Latino music,
Yeah,
artist,
reggaeton.
you know. But yes, she played tribute. And from my understanding is that at her major shows, she's been doing that.
Yes.
But she's not the only
No.
one. Like she's not the only artist that has been doing that.
Yeah.
Right, you're right. And here at the Houston Livestock Show,
Exactly.
rodeo,
Yeah.
when performers came through,
Cardi B.
yeah, they pre-COVID.
Stopped at her outfit. I think her outfit that was on display.
She's a
And,
legend.
was like, took a picture with Selena's outfit that she wore.
She's
And-
a legend.
And
so.
she's a legend. Her legacy lives on, and her music. It's like when you listen to her music, it's
timeless.
It doesn't even seem like it's 20 years ago.
It's timeless.
And it's so great, and I know how you feel, Marianne. And I know how
And everyone is invited. All ages are invited to come join us at Blanca's Cafe this coming Saturday, April the 30th, from 11 to 2 p.m.
Her legacy. Yeah, don't forget to come. Blanca's Cafe. Blanca
We'll be there.
We'll be
Oh.
there.
And one more thing,
What's
they're gonna be here at the brunch. HTX Art.
Oh my God.
Be
Ronnie, and
Ronnie.
she's a super comadre. She's gonna bring her art buzz and she's gonna set it up.
amazing.
And she was on what was it, Ellen DeGeneres not too long ago, right?
yeah, she was
Kelly
on the
Clarkson.
Kelly
Kelly
Clarkson.
Clarkson.
Yes.
She was gifted this amazing grant, money, whatever gift to open up a larger studio, and that's coming up in towards the end of May.
Mhm.
So
Great
keep an
stuff.
eye out. Keep an eye out for La Super Comadre Ronnie and her art buzz. She's going to be there on Saturday, April the 30th, 11 to 2, and she's going to have a grand opening of a location where she's going to have all kinds of activities and places for you to come out and do your art classes. She also says she's going to have like a little office. If you need some internet connection, you want to go in there and sign on to look for a new job, a new gig, you need some support. That organization that she has, it's art, but there's more to it. So connect with Ronnie and the Art Buzz and come visit her. She's going to be there with her Art Buzz.
And well, we also have Liliana.
Yes.
I'm gonna be singing. I'm gonna be singing. And I need everyone to sing along.
You have an angel voice.
But you also perform at certain restaurants, right, Liliana? Where
Yeah.
can I find you?
Where can
Yeah,
people?
Aroma is one of our sponsors.
Woo!
When are you going to be there next?
Let me see. It's gonna be Aroma on the 6th, May 6th.
All right.
All right.
So the day, so you
That's
come.
gonna be Friday de Mayo at Aroma.
I
So
love
go
it.
to the Hispanos Unidos on the 5th, and then
you
go to Aroma.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there, guys. I'm gonna be joining you
Sounds
at
good.
NHPO. Yeah, the NHPO event.
All right.
All right, it's time to go, comadre.
I know it is.
That was so fast.
So real talk.
Real talk.
Ya nos pasamos 15 casi.
Oh my gosh.
Next
We're
week.
pushing all the shows.
Yeah.
Let's talk about prom, baby. Let's talk about you and
We
me.
have to
Let's
share
talk
our
about-
experiences.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
we do.
Y'all want to really know? Okay.
What?
You're gonna love mine.
What really
Mine
happened?
is
at
always
prom?
an adventurous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Isa,
Yes.
you always have a story for the
Oh,
story.
yes. So next week.
You want to know where my prom dress ended up years later? And currently, you can find it at Hamburger Mary's.
No!
Yeah.
So
That
tune
is
in for
awesome.
Real Talk with Isa Garcia, Marianne, and we will find out how her prom dress ended up there,
Hamburger Mary's.
where
At
my
a
prom
drag
dress
brunch.
is, and what happened with you. Because we
Yeah.
all have our stories.
Yeah,
our
we
prom
do have
stories. And then let us know if you have a prom
Yes,
dress.
please. If you have a prom dress that you want to donate,
Donate.
and if you're a wraparound specialist at a high school and you know of some young ladies that could use, please reach out to my personal page or Grace's Comidas page or any one of these ladies, and they know how to get a hold of me. Please, we want to make sure that these dresses get to the right young ladies.
All right. So cheers.
Cheers.
To I Comadre So Hard
And
Real
Real
Talk. We'll see you later. Don't forget to tune in every day, 10 o'clock in the morning and again at 10 o'clock at night on RadioCrystalUSA.com. We're on daily, and you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere that we have a social media, TikTok, and connect with us. Follow us, like us, friend us. And let us know if you want to join and be in the barullo here.
Or in the audience.
In the audience, you have a topic you want to share, send it to us or come join us. Join us on the couch. And we'll see you then.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm the Súper Comadre from RadioCrystalUSA.com, and I just want to tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So, La Súper Comadre, my platform is all about bringing people on, special guests, who either do something for the community, who have done something for the community, who match up the pillars of what my show is about, which is about taking care of your heart and soul, which is about political engagement, which is about education. So every person that comes on can be a super comadre or a super compadre, someone that's out there doing something for the community. So I invite you all to listen and to watch every Tuesday when we record the show. But it also repeats on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 10 o'clock at night on RadioCrystalUSA.com. And don't forget to give us a like. Adios.